The massive earthquake and tsunami that devastated eastern Japan in March 2011 also brought about the destruction of the much-loved Rikuzentakata City Library, which had been the city's only library. As well as taking the lives of all of the staff, the flooding also washed away the 80,000 books it had contained, including many valuable local records and documents. With the help of volunteers and the troops of the self-defense forces, some of those books were afterwards recovered and gathered in the remains of the library's storage shed. About a year later, with the help of the Iwate Prefecture Library, the Japan Library Association, and universities from Iwate Prefecture, some 500 of the local documents thought to be most important were recovered from the piles of damaged books. For the sake of history and posterity, these documents must be protected as if they were precious treasures. The project to repair them commenced with the help of various organizations beyond the scope of local and municipal framework. The work of repairing these important documents began with emergency measures taken at the Iwate Prefecture Museum. First, the distressed documents were dried out. Unsurprisingly, they were covered with mud. The mud was removed and the documents were dry cleaned and then sterilized. The rescued documents. Among them are documents that can only be housed in Rikuzentakata City Library, precious records that we want to leave for future generations. To honor the feelings of the local people, the Tokyo Metropolitan Central Library cooperated with the National Diet Library to provide the latest repair and preservation techniques. The first batch of 51 documents was received in 2012, followed by a newly discovered batch of 83 documents in 2014, when work began to assess the extent of the necessary repairs.
きっかけはですね、津波で被災した資料が1年後に救出された時にですね、応急処置を岩手県でやったんですけれども、その時に私もボランティアとして参加してその応急処置に当たったことです。その後、陸前高田の方から、本格的に修理してほしいという要望があったんですけども、こういう技術を持っているところっていうのが本当に限られているので、私どものところで引き受けるということになりました。
The first task was to assess the state of the damage and to divide the documents according to the difficulty of the repair work. Various different types of damage were discovered from having left the books exposed for over a year, including mold, torn and wrinkled pages, and rusty staples. The documents were divided into 3 groups according to the extent of the damage and were kept in a special freezer to prevent the spread of mold. The repairs start in earnest. First, to make a record of their starting condition, the documents are photographed before being taken apart. Work proceeds slowly, one page at a time. Many of the pages are so damaged that it would be easy to damage them further, so the utmost care is taken. Removing the staples must also be done with care to avoid widening the holes. To prevent the spread of dust or mold, the work takes place in a special dust collecting chamber which has high-grade filters attached. After the documents have been taken apart, there is a lot of dust remaining in the seams. This is removed by cleaning with a sponge or brush. Finally, ethanol is sprayed all over to disinfect documents.
紙が非常に劣化しているので、全体的にわたってその劣化を作業したことで壊れてしまわないようにというのが一番気を使いました。
Today, the cleaning is taking place in front of the assembled media. The water is changed 3 times during cleaning. First, the page is wrapped in a special no-woven fabric and immersed in lukewarm water for 10 minutes. Next, it is moved to a different container where any dirt that is attached to the fabric is carefully removed with a brush. Finally, after being immersed in water again, any moisture is absorbed and removed by applying blotting paper. Each page is then laid out one at a time between thick boards. Weights are placed on top and the pages are left to dry like this for at least 3 days.
本当に手作りの感じのある冊子が何冊かありましたけども、もうこの1冊しかないっていうものなので、できる限りいい状態で後世に伝えられるようにしていきたいと思っておりました。
The damaged documents from Rikuzentakata City Library. We want to piece together people's memories. With thoughts of the people from the devastated areas in our hearts, restoration work began. Japanese washi paper made from mulberry and starch glue are used in the restoration process. Torn and detached pages are painstakingly reattached. Searching for the original places is like piecing together a puzzle. These are documents with torn pages. First, a diluted starch glue is applied to the torn pages. Next, a piece of thin Japanese washi paper cut slightly larger than the damaged piece is attached. Pages that are too fragile to handle are repaired with a technique called urauchi. The starch glue is applied to a piece of washi paper, which is then attached to the back of the damaged page and smoothed down with a brush. After that, a piece of non-woven fabric is placed on top and then a weight and the page is left to dry. When there is writing on both sides of the page, a piece of extremely thin washi paper is used. This does make the writing a little blurry, but as you can see, it is perfectly readable. There is one other type of restoration work. These documents are made from coated paper. When it becomes wet and is then dried out, then become stuck together like this and cannot be pulled apart. In the case of heavily damaged documents, they can never be restored to their original condition, but they are restored as far as is possible. They are soaked once again in water, and a spatula is used to carefully prise apart the pages. This has to be done with the utmost of care, so as not to wet the paper too much. If they become too damp, the pages will become brittle and fall apart. This painstaking work relies on the skills and judgment of experts, who proceed according to the strength of the pages and the extent to which they have been damaged. The final part of the process is rebinding the documents. After cleaning the pages separately, one by one, the repaired pages are returned to their original form. A punch is used to open up perforations and linen thread is used to bind the pages together. When the pages are evenly aligned, the end papers are attached. A special alkaline paper is used to increase the durability of the documents for the future. The documents are then enclosed between stiff boards and dried out. When the end papers has dried, the final stage begins. Glue is applied to the original covers. Soon, these precious documents containing the memories of the people affected by the earthquake will be restored to their original form.
陸前高田の図書館っていうのは、津波前もその後も出るんですけども、地域で出た出版された少数部数の資料を丁寧に集めていたんですよね。特徴的なのは行政機関が出したとか公的機関が出した出版物というより、子どもたちの作文集だとか地域の老人クラブの方たちの解放みたいなんだとか、結構生々しいというね、息遣いが聞こえてくるようなそういう資料が目につきました。で現在も図書館の方もこれからのね陸前高田の図書館をどうしていくかということに対して郷土資料をもう一度集めますと、陸前高田の歴史を残して伝えていきたいとおっしゃってます。そういう思いにささやかな手助けかもしれないですけども、陸前高田の人たちの思いに応えられるようにこれからも取り組んでいきたいというふうに思います。
With the first batch of 51 documents restored, some of the documents go on display in the lobby, along with scenes from the restoration process. At the start of March, there is a visit by the current Chief Librarian of Rikuzentakata City Library, Kanno-san.
どうしても郷土誌は自費出版の方があったり、印刷してる枚数も少ないですね。全く少ないので、これを失ったらもう二度と手に入らないなというところですが、今度おかげさんで何点かまだ戻ってきます。今日のこの作業を見て、あんなに大変な思いをして労力をかけて復旧していただいたと、本当に頭が下がる思いですね。
March, 4 years since the earthquake. The restored documents stored in special boxes are returned to the Rikuzentakata City Library. A special ceremony is held in the municipal office. Attendees are able to watch over the return of the documents with a feeling of nostalgia. Work on the second batch of documents has begun, with the aim of returning them to the library in 2016. Precious documents once lost. Memories torn asunder. Now pieced together and returned to their home.